And we're ready to begin, and we're so pleased you're here. And as we say all the time, we have waited for you your entire lives. Now, today we jumped out ahead. Well, we always have. We've given you the information that you needed to know during this restructuring of your world, but many of you were not paying attention, and our messenger wasn't either, because you all have this difficulty in belief, meaning belief in what is possible in your lives and also in your world. You each come to the world with a mission, so to speak, that you're going to do when you come to the physical plane. And it's different for each of you, but when you decide to love yourself, you just will then offer something to your world that will make a huge difference. As we have said, you are moving through a restructuring, a massive shift in your world, and it's never occurred before. And each of you will develop something different. Our messenger developed the ability to receive information, to know what was happening, and give it to you all, but the belief that all of you accepting that was really challenging, including for Kim. And so we had him look ahead to tomorrow last year where we said, this is the day for which you have waited. And he thought it was going to be something else. He thought it was going to be these meetings that he's going to have. And we said, no, we want you to expose everything. We want you to just say what's happening. You're each moving through your own evolutionary paths now. And this is why it seemed a little challenging because you're meant to evolve. And when you don't take the next step in owning yourself, then you let go of everything. You suffer individually and then collectively as your world. And we have said you're moving through this mass shift so that you could create the new world. But many of you have gone the other way. You've decided to ignore what was right in front of you and repeat some of the patterns that you did many hundreds of years ago, as we've said. You've lost democracy before you've lost civilizations because you weren't paying attention. What we wanted you to do is love yourself, but it was really challenging for our messenger, for many of you, to even believe that. Even though we've laid it all out, he's moved through his entire life, moving through every kind of difficulty and physical ailment that many of you would have, but he understood how to move through it because of the information we had given him. And our information was energetically aligned with all the planetary shifts that have occurred in your world. That is how he healed. Now, none of you could have known that. He didn't even know that. He couldn't explain why it was happening. None of you could understand why we had given him, all of you, a message on your birthday in 2012 because they're energetic shifts that happen in your world, and we gave him that information. Many of you were shocked when he would read your birthday to him. How did that occur? How did that happen? Because everything is consciousness, and you're all souls and you all have consciousness. Now, as we've always said, there's no hierarchy of souls, but over time you have left go of your importance and then you give it to those who can control your minds. When we first had him begin, we told him that you were going to be moving through this period and it's going to be about power, money, love, and control because you control throughout time one another by the use of money or the belief of it because that's a material thing that has nothing to do with your actual worth and value, but it's been used to keep so many of you in bondage. We've said that we've given you something that could raise your consciousness for all of you. It's not just one person. It's not just any individual. It's not just one person. It's all of you, and that's what we have given you. But you come in with generational biases, and he had his. He couldn't believe that this person who would come from the black family would have the information that could give all of you a way to create your new world. But that's exactly what happened. We have not found any contradiction to the information that we have given you. He hasn't found it either because it comes from ancient truth that you all are a part of the universe and you all come to the world at a time to create something. Now, you each decided to be around during this massive, uncomfortable shift that you're going through, but that is because there's something within you on your evolutionary path that you wanted to achieve, that you wanted to create. But there is a mass consciousness that has lost sight of what it could achieve. And this is why our messenger decided to bring through us. He resisted it the entire time. So don't feel bad that you have resisted what you have. He did it. He couldn't believe it. And he's been spending so much time um, doubting it and then doing what you're seeing happening in your world, where so many are put down and then you suffer financially, emotionally, because you're not believing in the worth and value of each of you. And this is the work that we have given you. When we said we have given you a new way to look at yourselves in the world, that was your life operating instructions because you were going in an imbalance. You have made others less and given more power to those who have always controlled it, and we said maybe you could do something a little different this time. That's why we have given you the information. But we would love for you to read the message that we gave you last year tomorrow, and all of those messages because they've been in order. He could never figure out why we had given you messages on certain particular shifts in your world, energetic shifts, because you're all affected by energy. He was just interpreting it because he was receiving us. That's all. You each have some gift that's meant to be developed, and it's probably coming about now. And if you were to own it, you would have this wonderful life and you would be in abundance, and so many would thrive. But now what you've done, you let people starve to death in different parts of the world because you're not paying attention. You're not looking at what you could achieve. And so we had to get him to do this because he's been hiding out because it was unbelievable. And that's what each of you had, something unbelievable. But then you look at your world and you wonder what's going on. It's an energetic shift and it's an opportunity. And the opportunity is for each of you to love yourselves more, to start to move beyond the fear that has held you back and what you could create in your life and in your world. This is the work that we have given you. Now, we had him, he was going to do a presentation. He's still going to do that, where we said, this work could change your life and the world. And it can. If each were you to move through your old biases and decide to love who you have become, because it's always a process of continual evolution. And this is what we have given you. And so we wanted to surprise you today because he can't continue to do what he's doing. We said over and over again, and if you go back and listen to any of our recordings, we kept telling him he had to change the rate of our work because you wouldn't perceive the value of it. And then you would be taken over by other things that give you little value and you still keep suffering. We wanted to change that. And that's why we are doing this today, because more of you will pay attention now. More of you will believe us or believe yourselves. That's what we wanted you to understand. All we have done is awakened you to your higher self, to what you know is the good for yourself and the good for all. And when more of you think of it in that way, your world will change. It's not accidental that you're moving into what is called the age of Aquarius or that fifth dimension. This is the work that we've given you. And it's been proven. He was able to use your artificial intelligence to show the efficacy of our work in the organization, and that it was given to each of you. And if you were to use it, you would heal, you would become wonderful and love yourself, and your world would change. And that sounds like utopia, but you can't tell us why it wouldn't work. And that's the difficulty you will find within yourself. You can't understand why you have allowed yourself to be in this place that you are, and you've allowed your world to look the way that it does today, and especially in the United States. And this is why we're doing this, because you have a holiday coming up. And always in those holidays, when you come together to celebrate something, what we wanted you to do was to celebrate oneness, to celebrate all of you. But you've lost track of that because of these generational threads that have kept you in fear. This is why we had him write the book on fear. So we hope that you would understand that that is the thing that keeps you all back from the success you could experience in your life and also in your world. But now we've wakened many of you as we awakened him, which was such a surprise. But that's the way we had to do it because he holds back just like you do. Now is not the time. Your world is moving through a place where energetically you're each asked to become more and to love yourselves. That's the energy. It's the most powerful energy that any of you could use. And that's what we wanted for you. And you know why? Because we love you so much.